I was literally finding myself watching Lamar Jackson highlights like in my locker before the games. Like, dude changed the game. He's the best, in my opinion, best ball carrier ever. You know, no matter what position you want to talk about, I don't think anybody's as big of a threat to carrying the football.
Lamar is a special guy, man. You know, he's doing everything that he's supposed to do with the ball.
That MVP trophy, I thought, was Lamar.
I would have given it to Saquon Barkley.
No.
He ran for 2,000 yards. He changed their offense.
Yeah, but that has been done before. But
Again.
Lamar, what he did, 4 interceptions in 18, 19 games, that's crazy. What he's doing is what everybody said he couldn't do. And he did it to another level, and it still wasn't glorified. So there's always going to be criticism when your gift is exemplified tremendously.
There's a moment right before the snap where defensive coordinators hold their breath, where 11 men suddenly question every decision they made all week, where preparation means nothing and instinct means everything. That moment, it belongs to one man. Before we dive into one of the most electrifying stories in modern NFL history, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button and smash the like. Trust me, you're about to witness something special. What NFL players really think about Lamar Jackson? This is going to blow your mind. Let's go.
He's like the human joystick. He is. He's hard to take down, and they can do a lot of things in the backfield with him. They have a good running partner with him. That the zone read is tough to stop, and I think it's something that the NFL isn't really comfortable with defending it, and I think that's why they had so much success. But he doesn't get enough credit for his arm. I think he has a really good arm, and he has a lot of great success coming his way.
Is there any similarities or differences?
Man, be real slow comparing people to Lamar Jackson. That's a multi-time MVP. That's Mr. Jackson.
And that's the thing too, not only was Lamar Jackson just super electrifying to watch week in and week out as a rookie, but Lamar was actually winning games, improving all the doubters wrong, and in doing so, he led Baltimore to a surprise playoff berth.
April 27th, 2018, the Baltimore Ravens traded back into the first round, pick 32, to secure their future. The last selection of round 1, the final name called that night. 31 teams watched him fall. 5 quarterbacks went before him. Every single one of them regrets it now.
The guy is really came on the scene. When we first played him, he was more of a gadget guy, running the zone reads and such, but now he's got the full range and he's making guys pay.
It's been tough since college. I remember playing in a bowl game, and he's been slippery since his first start. And he's just different, man. They used to refer to me as Gumby, but really, I'm not having to bend and move and run the ball, and guys aren't after me as much. He's able to slip out of tackles, stiff arm guys, jump over guys. He really got everything athletically, and at the quarterback position, that's you don't see that kind of dynamic ability. So it's tough.
What happened next? Rewrote the quarterback position. 2-time NFL MVP, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 5 Pro Bowl selections, a unanimous MVP in 2019 that left analysts scrambling for new adjectives. But numbers, they're just the skeleton. The real story lives in the voices of those who had to defend him, or the lucky ones who got to play beside him.
Those guys went overtime last year, and Lamar Jackson, he's coming into his own as a quarterback. So, a lot of people talk about Lamar's running ability. I think he has one of the prettiest deep balls, for a quarterback in the league. So we got to be fine upon that, and we got to know who his weapons are.
What do you think about Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson?
He's the truth. I think last year around draft time, I tweeted that he should have been the #1 pick. And that's nothing to nobody else, but I just thought that he was that good. He came in this year, he did a great job to lead the Ravens to the playoffs. Yeah.
This isn't about what the tape shows. It's about what happens when you ask grown men, professionals who've seen everything, to put into words what it's like facing something they've never encountered before. And that's exactly what Lamar Jackson became. Unprecedented. These aren't sound bites crafted for television. No media training filtered these moments. These are the unguarded thoughts of players caught off guard by greatness, trying to articulate what can't quite be explained.
I was entertained because he impressed me last year. And to sit back and watch, and this was the first time I had a chance to watch Lamar in detail, and I was in awe. Like, I'm looking at the game like, man, this is what it really looks like. And
watching Mike Vick in the prime, it was
just watching the defense that couldn't contain him. couldn't do anything. I was frustrated for the. That's what I was I was frustrated for the Seattle Seahawks defense yesterday because, look, I'm watching the game as a fan, so I root for both sides. And, you got 3rd and 10, and then man-to-man coverage, and they turn it back, and Lamar's looking to pass first, to his credit, and then it's a scene that opens up, and he takes off, and I'm like, that's what I used to do. The league is in trouble for a long time. You're going to have to deal with this guy. He's not going anywhere. I was so entertained yesterday. I want to see him again next week and want to see him continue this trend because he's amazing, and he's going to be hard to stop for a long time.
Lamar
Jackson. Yeah. He just has that spirit, man, and that will. I think he's one of the most competitive players I've ever played against. I think anytime he has the football in his hands, he is the most dangerous person in the world. It's very, very hard to tackle him. And I don't think people understand it. I think most people think that since everybody's in the NFL that they should be able to tackle him. That's not necessarily how it works.
Quarterback. That's what the depth chart says. But calling Lamar Jackson a quarterback is like calling a symphony just noise. Technically accurate, fundamentally inadequate. His arm? Cannon. His legs? Nitrous. His processing speed? That's what separates good players from MVPs. He sees defensive rotations before they happen, anticipates pressure that hasn't arrived, makes throws while defenders are still reading their keys. You're about to hear from the witnesses, teammates who watched him transform practices, opponents who built entire game plans around him and still lost, coaches who tried to scheme against physics itself. What they'll tell you isn't hype, it's lived experience. Notice the pattern, no pause, no deliberation. Ask about Lamar Jackson, and the answer arrives before the question finishes.
Some of it, but I mean, if I'm being honest, it's like we didn't give up a ton of huge plays to Lamar Jackson. It was, to me, just their run game overall. There was times where we were good on Lamar Jackson, but then Ingram split us, or we were good on Ingram, but then Lamar Jackson got out for 7 or 8 yards. So I think, obviously, anytime you play a team like this, you can't replicate that in practice. So there's definitely some adjustment. But I don't think it was one of those things where he runs around the edge and dang, he's fast. We knew he was fast.
I think the biggest difference in his game is, I think when he first got into the league, it was if he didn't see what he needed to see, he would take off and run. And I think the biggest evolution of his game is he's seeing the pass game so good, but still has the same agility, same speed to take off and run. And so back maybe before, you would, as soon as something didn't break in the first couple seconds, you were okay going and trying to make the tackle. But now is if you do that too soon, he throws it right where you left, or you leave your guy, he throws it right over. He's looking to throw, but also understands how great a value his legs still are. And, it makes him very hard to stop because he's throwing a ball with great accuracy.
Veterans with 15 years in the league. Rookies still learning the playbook. Offensive linemen, cornerbacks, special teamers. The consensus is absolute. 5 Pro Bowl selections, but those are fan votes and media narratives. 2 first-team All-Pro honors. That's different. That's your peers. That's the players who study every quarterback in the league, voting you the absolute best at your position. Twice in 3 years. The NFL has a job description for quarterbacks. Stand in the pocket, read progressions, deliver the ball, repeat. It's worked for generations. Hall of Famers built careers on that blueprint. Lamar Jackson looked at that blueprint and set it on fire. His dual threat capability isn't just a bonus feature, it's a fundamental disruption of defensive mathematics. You need 11 defenders. He forces you to need 13.
But for the best talent, the most talent, hands down Lamar Jackson. I played with, Jalen Ramsey was super talented, Patrick Peterson super talented. So many guys I played with that were super, super talented. But when it comes to overall talent and one body of work, it's Lamar Jackson.
Bring down one that, you played against Josh Allen when Josh Allen was a rookie. You played with Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah.
When he was a rookie. And then you got by him, let's just be honest, because you were so honest about it.
Did we all? That was might have been the biggest destruction of a game I've ever been a part of at any level when the Ravens destroyed our souls.
Okay, talk to me about this. It was a regular season game. And listen, players are honest and open, but these quotes are they're hilarious but terrifying. We got our faces peeled off. You admitted that you didn't know. You, Eric Weddle, you didn't know where the ball was. You don't know who had the ball.
2019, 1,206 rushing yards as a quarterback, the most in NFL history for the position, 13 rushing touchdowns, a 113.3 passer rating, and oh, by the way, 36 passing touchdowns too. That season, his second as a starter redefined what quarterback could mean. Unanimous MVP, not a single dissenting vote. The youngest quarterback to ever win the award at 23 years old. Critics called him a running back. He responded by proving he's the most dangerous weapon the NFL has seen in a generation. Listen to the exhaustion, the begrudging admiration. You can hear it. This isn't trash talk or rivalry bravado. This is surrender disguised as respect. You spend Tuesday through Saturday building the perfect scheme. You account for the speed. You assign spy responsibilities. You drill contained technique until muscle memory takes over. Sunday comes. First drive. He makes you look foolish anyway. Led the NFL in touchdown passes in 2019 with 36. That same year, ran for 206 yards and 13 touchdowns on the ground. Do the math.
It's definitely different. You know, I'll be lying if I said it was different. Lamar Jackson, he's just a unique player. You know, he can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he runs 4-3. Any space that he gets, he can take it the distance. And I'm talking 50 yards plus on every single play.
He's an amazing player, and he challenges defense. He's has really unique skill set. His ability to, improvise, make plays with his legs, extending plays. He's obviously very dangerous with the ball in his hands, and they've got some weapons too. So I just think very highly of him. I think he's got a great future.
At the end of the day, to be great, you got to have a clutch gene. I think he has it. When the game's on the line, he wants to find a way to make the play, whether it's throwing or running, and he's got it all.
Really impressed with Lamar's eyes down the field and his footwork and accuracy. He's having an outstanding year.
Look how quickly he's getting the ball out of his hands, the timing, quick out route up top. This frustrates a defensive line. I know it, Bill. I used to hear defensive linemen complaining because the ball came out so quickly. When you can combine quick passing and timing with his ability to run the ball as well, that's a deadly combination.
He didn't just lead in one category. He dominated two positions simultaneously. Defensive coordinators created new terminology. Lamar rules. Special coverage packages specifically designed to slow, not stop, just slow. Number 8. Spy defenders assigned full-time. Linebackers told to forget their gaps and shadow movement. Safeties kept shallow to cut off scrambles. His career record as a starter through 2023, 58-19, a .753 winning percentage that ranks among the elite in NFL history. Containment wasn't just difficult, it was mathematically improbable. Real quick, if you're enjoying these player reactions and this deep dive into Lamar's dominance, show some love with a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We break down the greatest NFL stories every single week. Now, back to the brilliance of number 8. Speed gets you noticed. Arm strength gets you drafted. But what separates flash from permanence? The mind.
He's one of the young kids that I purposely pray for a lot. For him to understand the mantle that he now carries in Baltimore. I think it's way bigger than football.
You think if there is a torch that it's been passed from you to him?
Yeah, he has to. It's no if, it's like he has to. And I've been gone from the game 10 years. New sheriff, that he carries a different mantle. He has to understand that. And I think he does. I really do. I think I don't think he understands sometimes the magnitude of where he could reach and how far he can go.
Yes, his career is better. Yes, his accolades is better. But 2024, if I'm judging off of that, I'm going with Lamar. Lamar's supporting cast has been invited to the party and they showed up and they're showing out. We're acting like we're not a big toe away from the Chiefs being 6-1 right now. We're looking as if Patrick Mahomes did not get outplayed by Lamar Jackson in week 1.
Lamar Jackson processes football at a velocity most quarterbacks never reach. He's reading coverages while defenses are still setting them, identifying blitzes before they materialize, making adjustments that turn broken plays into highlights. 125 career passing touchdowns through 2023. That number ranks him among the most prolific passers of his era, demolishing the narrative that speed limits precision. That anticipation, that computational advantage, forces every player on the field into hyperspeed mode. Defensive backs lose a step trying to predict the unpredictable. Linebackers hesitate for a millisecond too long. And in the NFL, a millisecond is an eternity. Regular seasons build resumes. Playoffs build legacies. And when the calendar flips to January, when every snap carries franchise-defining weight, this is where greatness gets its proof. Lamar Jackson in the postseason, still writing that story, still adding chapters. 8 playoff games through 2023. 3-5 record that critics fixate on, missing the bigger picture. 1,726 passing yards, 12 passing touchdowns, 460 rushing yards, numbers that prove he shows up when the lights burn brightest. The playoff narrative isn't finished. Championships aren't guaranteed to anyone, but dismissing what he's already accomplished, that's selective memory. January 2021, Tennessee Titans down early. Stadium doubting. He responds with 3 total touchdowns, willing his team back into contention. That's not collapse. That's resilience under fire. Pressure doesn't make everyone diamonds. Some crumble, some survive.
A lot of great things said about Lamar, but there's a lot of stuff that's said that you got to just scratch your head about and kind of wonder, what's that person even thinking, you know? So, but we take it personally. You know, Lamar's a guy all his life. Lamar Jackson has been a guy who's been answering those same questions. I'm talking about since he was a kid, junior high, high school, college, the draft, the success he's had in the National Football League, and it still comes up, okay? And he's still growing. He's got a growth mindset. He's gonna get better and better, no doubt. But what does he have to do to prove himself to some people, right?
It's funny I keep getting asked that because I guess everybody's trying to figure out how to stop Lamar. Lamar is a special guy, man. You know, he's doing everything that he's supposed to do with the ball. You know, and that it factor is, he is it. You know, he's like, this is funny that I'm gonna say this. He's the ultimate it. He got it all. He got all those attributes that you would love to have in a quarterback. You know, he'll sit in the pocket. He can kill you there. He'll take off with it. You know, he's option. You know what I'm saying? He's RPO. He's everything.
258 rushing yards, the most by any quarterback in NFL history. 29 rushing touchdowns, 2 MVP awards before turning 27, numbers that will anchor debates for decades. But legacy isn't measured solely in statistics or trophies. It's measured in transformation, in how you change the way the game is played, in the defensive schemes created specifically to counter you, in the quarterbacks who came after you and played differently because you showed them what was possible. When you ask NFL players about Lamar Jackson, the response is universal. The respect is immediate. The acknowledgement is unanimous. Some athletes play the game, others change it forever. Lamar Jackson is the latter, and his name will echo long after the final whistle. If this video gave you a new perspective on Lamar Jackson's greatness, make sure that like button is lit up. Subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into NFL legends, past, present, and future. Drop a comment and tell me, is Lamar a future Hall of Famer? Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the next one.
Lamar, whoever else, but Lamar Jackson.